Alright, so I need some help making a new enemy in my game. But before I get you guys to help me working on the enemy, I do think I need to kind of back up, explain the game for people who may be just coming into this video. And secondly, I really like the idea of coming to you guys for help making the game, right? Because I've seen game developers or live service games make a whole bunch of stuff in their game, like take a year and work on stuff, and then they come back and ask for input, and it's like, yo, it's too late. You know, a lot of input that could have helped you could have already gotten. So one thing I want to do with working on games is to get you guys input early, right? All right, so let's go back to step one. What is my game for people who, you know, didn't see the video a couple weeks ago, right? So this game is called SinZero. It happens in a essentially virtual world. We'll get into that later as we talk about lore and that type of stuff. And basically, it's a third-person action game. It has a very strict focus on melee. Not many guns. You don't get guns, but the enemies definitely get guns. And the whole idea of the combat system is instead of just spamming melee, you have to really engage with enemies, right? So you have to stun enemies, you have to switch targets. Some enemies are going to be shooting, some enemies not. You have to dodge into enemies, dodge away from attacks. If I were to compare it to anything as far as you really needing to interact with enemies, it's probably most like Arkham, right? But not as in-depth as Arkham, but you know, in the Arkham games, you know, you choose what enemies you attack, you choose what enemies you dodge, that type of thing, right? And the enemies are kind of taking their time coming at you, right? So it's not Arkham, but it's probably the most like Arkham. Okay, now the enemies that you've seen, my game has about 7 enemies, I think. Well, going on 8 now. You've only seen 2. You've seen the enemy that can shoot, it essentially has a rifle, and you've seen the enemy that can melee, which it essentially has a katana. Those are the main 2 enemies that are the furthest along. Now, every enemy I've made, with the exception of one, are all humanoid enemies, right? They walk, they're bipedal, they stand on 2 legs. What I wanted to do and what I need you guys help with today is I wanted to create an enemy that wasn't bipedal to kind of change things up. And I also came up with the idea that these enemies wouldn't be the traditional kind of only attack enemies. And that's where we came up with the idea of the bit, right? Not Bitcoin, not the stuff you donate to streamers, the bit. This guy is the bit, right? And he's essentially a little piece of data. And the idea is he doesn't just attack you, he changes the combat and changes the way you have to fight in some type of way, right? And I want to have 3 bits in the game at the time of Steam Next Fest, when you guys will hopefully be able to demo the game and try it out. And I want to have 3 bits. So let's go through the 2 I have, and then I need you guys to design the 3rd one for me. Give me ideas for it, right? So the first bit is going to be super simple. He will just be the traditional attack bit. You know, he'll do a little charge up, and then he'll fire a beam at you. That beam will do damage over time. You can dodge in and out the beam, and the beam kind of lags behind you, right? So it doesn't lock directly on you, so you can still move around, fight other enemies, and then once the beam sweeps around, you can, you know, dodge through it, and you won't take damage. So essentially, it's just the attack bit. The second bit is the defender bit. Now, the way the defender bit works is it can defend one other enemy at a time. Essentially, it just puts a bubble around it. And in order to kill that enemy, you need to attack the bit that is defending it. Now, you don't need to kill the bit. The only thing you need to do is hit it with an attack, and it'll drop its defenses on the other enemy. And the reason I did it that way, I don't want you to have to kill the bit, because this game is all about target swapping, right? You hit an enemy, you dodge, you hit another enemy, you go back and forth, and that's how you build up combos. So I don't want you to hit the bit and then not be able to target swap back to the enemy it was defending, because that's the whole point of the game. You build up combos. So you go hit the bit, you turn around, you hit the enemy that it was bubbling, and you're building up combo. If you guys disagree with that, let me know. So those are my 2 bits. Now, before I ask for help on the 3rd bit, I will say the reason why I really like the bits is the interaction between them, right? So for instance, a bit can defend another bit, which I find really super interesting. There will be visual ways to know, and I'm working on that, which one's a defender bit, which one's an attack bit. And when you guys help me with the third bit, I want something like that, right? So for instance, these weird moments where maybe you have 3 bits in the world and one's attacking, one's being bubbled by another one, and maybe the third is doing something to the other two, right? So those are the type of interactions I'm looking, so we can really challenge the player, right? And again, the whole point of this game is that I want the player engaged with the different things that are happening on the battlefield. I don't want people just spamming attacks. I want the enemies to load up, you to see what those enemies are doing, and then you create combos and a battle path through killing all those enemies. That's interesting, and you know, it has good interaction, but it's fair. And if something's not fair, of course, you know, we'll tweak it, we'll remove it, okay? You know what's funny? I am just now realizing that I could get an enemy to attack the shielded enemy for me, and then it will bring the shield down. So I'm gonna see if I can get this guy to charge into the... Oh, so close. I want to get the charger to charge into... You guys have never seen a charger before. To charge into the shielded hexagon, bring the shield down, and then big lulls, right? Oh, it's so fast. See, this is the type of interaction I kind of want in the game, where things interact with each other. I haven't designed it to do this. I just thought, hey, it might be cool if this actually works. Come on, hit it for me. Yeah, there we go. He brought the shield down. Let's see if we can get him to do it again. Bring the shield back up. Okay. He's protected. And let's see if we can stay right here with him. So he hits it and he brings the shield down for us. Hit it. Yeah. There we go. Boink, boink, boink. So yeah, that's the type of interaction. Oh no, he's going to shield the next guy. That's the type of interaction I want. All right, back to the video. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. I don't have tons of ideas on the third bit. Like I was thinking maybe the third bit could heal the other bits, which may seem a little fair. I'm not sure. I was thinking maybe the third bit could explode if you attack it, or maybe the third bit, I don't know, something that where you attack it, you get penalized for attacking it, which I'm very scary of that. But essentially, I have no idea for the third bit, but I do like the interaction between them, right? So that's the new enemy type in my game. It's SinZero. You can wish list it. I will send you the link below. And if you guys give me a really good third idea for an enemy, I will make a follow-up video, you know, saying how this enemy is turning out. And, you know, whoever comes up with a great idea, you know, we'll thank you, and maybe we'll combine ideas, right? So I like doing it this way. You know, you guys can help me with the game. You can see how the game's coming along, and we can go back and forth. The last thing is, as far as progress on the game, because Steam Next Fest is about 2 months away. What's currently going on is the initial prototype of the game. Basically, all the features are mostly done. And right now, so we're a 2-man team. Right now, a lot of the prototype stuff that you've seen that I wrote is now being rewrote by the second person on my team, my partner, Cyber. You know, is a much stronger coder. He's rewriting the entire game in fully in C++ down to the engine level. You know, some really optimized, great running code. So the final game should run really well. It's being completely redesigned, and he's working a lot more. You guys said I should do better with the camera. He's improving the camera system, and I think someone said something about being able to lock on to the enemy. He's working on a lock, so I definitely listen to you guys. So enemy lock and camera, he's working on that, and I'm going to continue working on some of the content like enemy types and that type of stuff, and we'll keep making videos if you guys are interested in seeing that. All right, so that's the progress on SinZero. These videos may be coming out a lot quicker, and some videos not related to the game are going to be coming out pretty soon. All right, appreciate you guys' attention. Can't wait to see what you come up with. All right, talk to you later.